For Randy Stoughton, you've got Jessica Santiago from Puerto Rico and 2 other players from outside the mainland. Meantime, Randy Branca has been perfect. Does not get the carry there. That could have been a disaster. She winds up with instead a 6-10 to get things underway for McHenry. McHenry opened up by defeating Florida State and Lindenwood, and that was a grinder. That took 8 games. In the best of 7, there was a tie, so each team received a half point. And then defeated Wichita State, the #1 seed, and the team most everybody figured would make the championship at the least. They defeated them twice. So you can't say that McHenry didn't earn their way in to this championship.
Nice job, baby. Nice job. Hey, come on, ladies.
And Randy Stoughton was asked about Weber. How did your team come together?
They're just watching them grow as people and watching the different cultures melt together to be one has been a real learning experience for me. It didn't start off very smoothly at the beginning of the year. We certainly had a lot of issues with personalities, again, dealing with different countries and different cultures and trying to understand who's joking when they say something versus being sincere or being real. And we had a few problems with that personality-wise. And in January, we brought in, a couple girls came to the team, and 1 girl left. And when that happened, the whole personality changed on our team. And starting in February, it's been a gradual rise to what you just saw.
So an even start to our match after a spare for each team. We mentioned international flavor. You had Jessica Santiago, we just saw from Puerto Rico. Also, Jocelyn Leon from Puerto Rico, and the anchor bowler, Haley Beavis from Southampton, England. And also on their roster is a Brazilian, Stephanie Martins.
He's had significant playing time during this tournament, and actually only sat the last few games and now the national championship.
Mary Bellis. It looked for a second like that 5-pin was headed over to take out the 7, and it was interrupted.
That was a good shot, baby.
It was a good shot. I agree with whoever said that.
As you can see it coming at us. Team very attentive behind there, knew it was a good shot. 5 was over there. The head pin comes off the wall and throws a blocker at it. And bit of an unfortunate 7-pin on a pretty good shot.
Confidence, baby. Confidence.
Now, they compare hometowns and all that from McHenry, from Lebanon, Illinois. All of their players on the roster from Illinois, except for Lori Hankin, their anchor bowler, who came from Oregon City. And it looks out. Now, you lost that one right away. And that's the one thing McHenry has avoided, is big mistakes like that to get to this championship game.
The Turtles not a bad mascot. They played pretty low-key. Slow and steady wins the race. They throw a lot of shots. They play the same part of the lane, and they make spares. Opens are tough for them because they don't throw as many strikes as this Weber team does.
And that leaves you a bucket.
Here we go. All right.
Just like the washout. Just like the washout.
And that's not your least favorite spare? That's a tough one, too.
Yeah, this is lost off the bottom of her hand. It's actually pretty well on target, but not rolled nearly as well. Comes up light. Head pin goes around everything, knocking out the 7th for the bucket.
Right here, baby. Here we go. Good shot. Good shot.
There's a couple ways you can shoot this. You can shoot it with a spare ball and throw it straight. Or the way it looks like she's going to shoot, she's going to move about 4 boards right with her feet, keeping her target the same. And that should get the ball to cross over.
And she did exactly that. We should take a moment, by the way, to explain the numbers on the jersey signify the frames the bowlers will compete in. So you see a 2-7 for Jocelyn. That means the 2nd and 7th frames.
As you can see, this is exactly the same shuttle she threw at the washout. She moves her feet 4 boards, targets the same place at the arrows, releases, has a much stronger release on that one. It rolls across, picks up the spare very easily, actually.
But the low count doesn't punish McHenry too badly for the open frame. Now Bella Bradich. This is the head pin. And she has the 1-2-4-8 to convert as we show you women's champions from this past decade. And you see it, Morehead State had a great start at the turn of the century. Nebraska, who had a men's team here, but not their women's team in 2001. Central Missouri State. Pikeville picks up 2 titles in the decade, an 04 and an 08. And Wichita State sandwiched around that Pikeville title 07-09. Wichita State made the Final Four, but could not make to the championship matches. This basically has to be a pocket hit. It is.
Yes, Bear! Nice job. Nice job. Nice job.
Much better shot there. She got it to crossover. Hitting the left side of the head pin, the ball takes out basically everything except the 4-pin.
Just keep it clean.
That's Lori Hankin, the anchor bowler, talking to Gary White. Maybe he noticed something about the lanes, passing along to his anchor. Katie Thornton, 2 strikes, 2 dances. We'll see what she does here if she strikes. .310.
Well, and this shot's a little bit inside of target. Her shoulder gets going forward fast, rolls over the top of it a little bit. Knocks the 6-pin out of the middle of that spare for the .310. She'll have to hit the right side of this 3-pin and have the ball hit both pins.
The baby split. So no strikes and no dance, by the way. She doesn't do dances for spares, apparently. But no strikes so far in this second match.
Perfect execution. Ball hits the right side of the 3-pin, deflects right in the 10. And she knew it pretty early down the lane. See the McKendree player looking over the shoulder, hoping maybe for a little bit of help.
But still only 6 pins behind, and that's with an open frame because Weber's had a couple of low counts off of spares. So Tina Young, team leader, and their lone senior. Like she was trying not to fall off a cliff there, but when she finished on her follow-through.
A little bit off balance. I thought it was very interesting. The guys broke down the lanes at 7-8, and the girls all broke the lanes down around 11-12. And it should be the opposite generally.
Why do you think that is?
Well, that's where they're comfortable playing.
1-1, maybe the ball went over there. Right? Oh, you went those part. Okay, you went those fair shot at it. Okay.
See, they're discussing strategy on how to shoot this spare, and at the 2-5, it's an easy spare 2-chop. I agree with Tina. The better way to shoot this is with a spare ball and decreasing the chances of taking the 2-pin right straight back.
So that is a football inside that bowling ball.
But going back to it, generally speaking, the lower your rev rate is, the further right in the lane you would like to play. And it seems completely opposite, that the lower rev rate is actually started playing the lanes deeper than the higher rev rate. And it goes back to a little bit of comfort, particularly from the McKendree team. They like playing the track. They're good from that part of the lane. But unfortunately now under the lights, they're getting a little bit tighter down lane. Their ball is getting to the 3-pin, and it's not making it quite up the hill. You're seeing a lot of 2-pin combinations from them right now.
Ashley Galante checking her form one last time before she steps up. You see her mouth come on to herself.
Go, cover.
And she misses the head pin and gets that 9 tapped out of there. Pardon me, the 8 tapped out of there. So she just has the 1-2-4.
Going Brooklyn here.
And this is a little bit what we saw earlier today. She's just really out of rhythm, and she's trying to force the ball to go to the right after she's missed left a couple of times already. This shot crosses about 3 boards right of target. Leaving the 1-2-4 is probably a bonus. If she'd thrown it a little bit better, a washout or a 2-10 would have been in play.
Your favorite shot. It's just going Brooklyn. Your favorite shot.
Stay first. Stay first.
Come on now. Let's do it.
Let it roll.
Pace here, very deliberate, as we're seeing all spares here and a lot of concentration going into these shots.
Well, and when you're a little bit lost and you're uncomfortable, it's tough to get up there and pull the trigger sometimes. Oh, that's better. Oof. That one almost got away.
You killing her, love.
As we have commented on during the program.